The Outdoor Edge EDC knife is the knife I choose to carry every single day. For my personal needs, this knife is ideal. In this video review, I'll explain all of the reasons why I believe this is the best EDC knife, at least for my lifestyle. If you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you know that I value two things: modularity and simplicity. All of my power tools are Ryobi 1, not because they're the best, but because they share all the same batteries, they keep innovating, and they're always good enough and backwards compatible with each other. For handguns, I prefer Glock pistols because they're simple, modular, and very easy to maintain, and you can get them cheap. For rifles, I prefer the AR-15 platform for the exact same reasons. So when a knife came along with these same ideas in mind, I was sold on giving it a try. It epitomizes simplicity and modularity. The Outdoor Edge knife is both modular and simple. The big draw of this knife is the fact that the blades are replaceable. This is ultra convenient, as when a blade dulls, you simply throw away the blade and replace it with a new one. In a sense, this knife is like a box cutter, and as you'll see later in the video, it cuts cardboard boxes very well. However, let's go over the blade replacement feature. The model that I purchased ships with 6 replacement blades. To date, I haven't needed to replace even the first blade yet, but for demonstration purposes, I'll show how easy it is to replace. It's even easier than a box cutter. You simply need to push a button on the handle of the knife, remove the blade, and replace the blade with a new one. This folding knife is very simple. The outer portion of the blade has a nub that allows you to open the knife easily, even one-handed. A traditional locking mechanism on the rear of the knife locks the blade in place. To close the knife, one simply presses on the back of the knife while folding the blade. It is possible to do this one-handed, although difficult, but it is a very secure locking mechanism. That isn't the only reason to consider this knife. If this was the only feature of the knife, but the knife itself was terrible, you could chalk this up to being just a cool idea. The replacement blades are extremely sharp. I haven't taken this knife out hunting yet, but many of the reviews online state that this is a commonly used knife for field cleaning animals, since the blades are crazy sharp and the convenience of them being essentially disposable is awesome. Here are a few simple cut tests to demo how sharp this knife really is. You actually have to be very careful because the edge of this knife is very sharp. In this first test, I'm testing the blade sharpness on a plastic rod. You can see the blade sticks in the plastic effortlessly. This is a hallmark of a sharp blade. In the second test, I'll be cutting a standard scrap of printer paper. A dull knife will tear through the paper, ripping it. A sharp knife will cut it effortlessly, like butter. In this third test, I'll be cutting a piece of cardboard. This knife cuts the cardboard just like any typical box cutter. In this final test, I will be cutting an old memory foam mattress. The blade slices through the foam easily and cleanly. So hopefully that shows the sharpness of these replaceable blades. This makes the knife ideal for everyday usage. You don't have to be afraid of dulling the knife and having to maintain its sharpness. While the blade starts dulling, you can simply swap it with a sharper, new replacement blade. The knife itself is pretty affordable, coming in at $30 with 6 replacement blades right out of the box. If you think about it, it's like getting 6 ultra-sharp disposable knives for $5 each. Moreover, the replacement blades are reasonably affordable as well. A 6-pack of replacement blades is only $15, sometimes on sale for even less. If you want to buy in bulk, the cost per knife gets even cheaper. So, at well under $3 per blade, this knife is an excellent value. The knife itself is ultra lightweight, so it adds barely any weight to my EDC setup, which I value greatly. It's also fairly flat, so it is comfortable in my pocket. The knife can come in a variety of different colors. I chose this bright blue color because it won't draw any attention to myself when using it out and about. It isn't a scary looking knife, it screams work knife. The purpose of this knife is not self-defense. The purpose of this knife is utility. Because the blades are replaceable, I use this knife for everything, all day, every day, without a care in the world. Because the knife is so cheap, comparatively speaking, I have no fear about it getting ruined, and I am happy to use it for any job. The knife isn't perfect. The polymer lightweight body is sturdy, but honestly, you cannot bang on this knife. There will be no hitting it with a hammer. The blades are super thin, which is part of the reason why they're so sharp, but they're more like a scalpel. Okay, this isn't a heavy-duty knife. It is intended to be high use, yes, but not intended to be used for heavy jobs. You aren't going to be log splitting with this knife, and it's not a combat knife.
That didn't work.
Another thing I don't like about the knife is the clip location. I like to keep knives clipped in my pocket, but this one sits fairly high up. It screams to the world, this guy has a knife in his pocket, which I'm not crazy about. However, like I said, at this moment, this is my everyday carry knife of choice. This may change in the future, but because this knife offers so much utility and is so affordable, I really don't have a reason to look anywhere else. I may do a follow-up video in the future when I get to take this knife out on my next hunting trip to see how it does there, but so far this knife has proven itself for my everyday carry needs.